Kanye is running for president. Now this isn't anything new. Kanye's made his intentions clear for a few years now as he's dabbled in politics before, but in the past 2 days or so, things have got a bit out of hand. What's up guys, Selfie Smarty here, and today we are taking a bit of a different direction. Instead of talking about YouTube drama, we're going to be talking about Kanye West and his run for presidency. So many videos have been made recently about Kanye West running for president, but I've seen very little videos recently addressing the series of tweets that he's put up a few days ago and what they tell us not only about his presidency bid, but also his mental health. Now being from the UK, you can probably already guess my stance on this, and that's I don't really give a fuck. I think it's pretty cool that Kanye West is actually running for presidency, but we've seen his mental health and how this has affected his decisions before, and what we've seen so far with his presidency bid, it seems to be playing an even bigger role in this. We've seen him post nonsense on Twitter that no one understands and gets deleted, and then go and post a picture of Elon Musk. You don't know what you're getting with Kanye West, and that is also a good thing, but also a bad thing. And for this video, it falls in the latter category. This is probably one of the worst times for Kanye West's mental health, and trust me, this video isn't going to be making fun of him. It's going to be addressing the problems and seeing what is actually happening with his series of tweets on Twitter that some have been deleted and some have been kept up. And that leads me to this Reddit thread on Hip Hop Head subreddit, pretty much where anyone goes for hip hop news on Reddit, but who goes on fucking Reddit anyway? It's a cesspool of fucking shit and drama, fucking netbiz simping over egos, you know, it's got everything you don't want. But sadly for this video, I had to venture over there because nowhere else was I going to get this information, and it's a thread named Kanye might be having another mental break. This thread documents a series of tweets and images that Kanye West put onto Twitter and has taken down, and it really does show his mental health and how he is not in the best place mentally. And we kick it off with the first tweet that says, "All positivity when the devil attacks, even if I never see my kids till they are 18, because you believe white people. On God, North will never be exploited by the system of white supremacy." Now, this is only the first tweet, but it's still a lot to get through here, and it really does show us what Kanye West believes. Me personally, I've never been through something like this, so I'm gonna have to just guess and speculate, which I really don't want to do. But when he says something like all positivity when the devil attacks, even if he never sees his kids again, it kind of leads us to believe that in his episode right now, he is just happy. And really, it seems like a false happiness. He's trying to shield and put on this mask of false happiness. Even if he never does see his kids again, he wants to still put on the image and the persona that he is happy. But it's the ending which really speaks volumes about Kanye West when he says, "On God, North will never be exploited by the system of white supremacy," because talking about white supremacy and the system and the establishment isn't anything new to Kanye West, especially in his music. He does showcase that. And with him in the situation right now of potentially running for president, talking about the system and white supremacy probably isn't anything surprising. And he also talks about it in the second tweet, which says white supremacy at its highest, no cap, and it also has an image attached with it. In this image, Kanye's trying to talk to Kris Jenner, saying two messages: "This yay, you ready to talk now, or are you still avoiding my calls?" And after he doesn't get a response, he then sends another message saying, "This yay, you want to talk or go to war?" Now in case you didn't know, because I certainly didn't, Kris Jenner is apparently Kim's mum, so I don't know really why Kanye's going after her. Is there something I've missed, or has there always been beef between them? I don't know. But then in the third tweet we get more religious imagery from Kanye West, who has been in the past few years delving deep into religion. He says, "MJ told you about Tommy before they killed him. Kim saved my daughter's life in the name of Jesus. It's God's choice only. I will live for my children. Chris, I'm in Cody if you're not planning another one of your children's Playboy shoots." Now out of all of these tweets, this is one with probably the most meat on it, and there's the most to unpack here. Now let's start off with the first line, and apparently Kanye says that Michael Jackson was killed by someone called Tommy Mottola. Now I didn't even know about this, I had to Google it, but I don't know what this has to do with anything that Kanye's talking about. Then it's another highly religious line where Kanye says, "Kim saved my daughter's life in the name of Jesus, and it's God's choice only." Again, if this is another manic episode or a bipolar episode, this is not anything out of the ordinary when you refer to God and spirituality like this, especially with Kanye West, who has delved really deep into Christianity as of recently with more Christian music. And finally at the end, Kanye throws in another jab at Chris, talking about sending his child to Playboy shoots and whip me up with Kanye, but you know, they've had beef that we've already seen through other tweets, so let's just move on. From tweets 4 to 10, I'm just going to skim through because there's not really much there to unpack. Now number 4 seems a bit strange as it just says come and get me. Kanye can mean many different things with this, and it could mean for people to come and get him, as in he could be public enemy number 1 to people like Chris, or more than likely this could be a tweet that's aimed at doctors to come and get him to help out his mental health, and we'll touch on that more later. Now we're going to skip the 9th tweet even though it does have an image, because that image is in relation to the 3rd tweet when he talks about Michael Jackson and Tommy. That's just the image from that tweet, so let's just skip over that and go straight to the 10th tweet. And out of all this saga with Kanye West tweeting in the past few days, this is probably the second or even the most talked about tweet. And it simply says, they tried to fly in with 2 doctors to 5150 me. Now, if you're like myself and many other people who didn't know what this means, in this Reddit thread it actually says at the bottom what 5150 actually is. It says, for those unaware, 5150 is a law code for an involuntary psychiatric hold for anyone who presents an immediate danger to themselves or others. And for Kanye, we've seen how he's acted in the past with his bipolar and manic episodes, so he does fall directly into this category, and you can't really blame the people who did actually try and get this 5150 acted upon him, because they're trying to do it to help him, not to be used against him, which he might think. And this comes shortly after Kanye flew out Dave Chappelle to meet him and have a catch up and to get on with each other to try and make Kanye feel better, and that clearly didn't help, as this was acted after that happened. And after that he says what I believe to be the most impactful and the most talked about tweet in this saga. He drops a bombshell and says, I've been trying to get divorced since Kim met with Meek at the Waldorf prison reform. And basically what this implies is that Kim cheated on Kanye with Meek Mill. Now a time frame hasn't been given, but there has been an article from April the 16th of this year that also detailed these Meek Mill and Kim rumours. And if you saw in the tweet, it has prison reforms in quotation marks, which is pretty much just telling us that that is bullshit. That was just a made up excuse that they were talking about prison reform. They actually went to go fuck each other. Now Kanye actually pushing for a divorce is big news. Now don't get confused for 1 second. I don't give a shit if they are married or not. It was big news when they got married, and it's going to be big news if or even when they divorce. I'm just simply talking about it. I don't give a shit. But in the tweet after, yet again Kanye goes for Chris and says, this my lady tweet of the night. Chris Jong-un, Lil Baby, my favourite rapper, but won't do a song with me. Oh man, only Kanye can do this. Out of everything that's going on, I don't know why Kanye decides to name drop Lil Baby saying he won't do a song with him. It makes no sense. And come on Kanye, Lil Baby? Really? Now I don't mind a little bit of Lil Baby, but come on Kanye, just make more with Jay-Z for God's sake. After that, Kanye then says, Meek is my man and was respectful, that's my dog. Kim was out of line. I'm worth $5 billion and more than that through Christ, but y'all ain't listened to MJ and now y'all believe them? It's quite surprising that Kanye actually sides with Meek instead of Kim if they did actually cheat on him. Surely you would hate both parties if your wife decided to cheat on you with another guy, but Meek Mill seems to be getting a pass for boning Kanye's wife while Kim's getting all the fucking shit. And then Kanye decides to talk about money and says that he's worth $5 billion and even more through Christ. A lot of people do say that they are worth more through the eyes of the Lord. And it's no surprise that Kanye, like I've already said before, with the amount of religious things he's doing and the amount of religious music he's putting out, it's no surprise that he's talking about Christianity yet again, but I don't think Kanye's worth $5 billion. I don't know how much Kanye's actually worth, but a quick Google search says 1.3 billion. So yes, you are a billionaire, but you're quite far away from 5 billion. After that, Kanye then says Chris and Kim put out a statement without my approval. That's not what a wife should do, white supremacy. Kanye seems more concerned with Kim putting out this statement than him actually potentially being cheated on. Come on Kanye, get your priorities straight man. And then finally at the end of all of it, Kanye says his final tweet, which is still up now on his Twitter, and it just says the future president. So it says one thing to take away from all this that is 100% true is that Kanye is still running for president, but yet again, it is Kanye, we don't know if that's true or not. So my thoughts on the whole situation. Let's start off by saying number one, Kanye needs help, and I don't think I'm alone in saying this. I think everyone can agree on this, no matter what you think of this argument and this saga. Kanye does 100% need help. Now, I'm not trying to be a dick or anything or make jokes about this whole situation. I'm simply just covering it because it's some big event that happened recently, and I know people watching this would also go through the same thing. So in the description below, I'm going to put two numbers there. One's going to be a landline that you could call if you're in the UK and if you're suffering from mental health problems, and another one is from the US, because I know those are my two main audiences from around the world. So those two numbers are going to be in the description below. On the bright side of this, I guess you could say Kanye did say he's going to be putting out an album soon, so you have that to look forward to, I guess. Now for me, I don't think Kanye is actually running for president. He surrounded himself with people who aren't yes men, but they're people that are afraid to talk up to him and say that what he's doing is not right and isn't wrong, and he needs to really think about what he's doing, and he's just led himself to believe that he can actually do this. He's really egotistical anyway, and he always has been, but now it's just getting even more inflated. He believes he can run for president, and belief is all well and good, but he has too much belief in something that is probably going to end up really bad for him. But on a lighter note, I do hope we get that new Kanye album like he tweeted about, but Kanye really does need help, and he needs to get help quick before he does anything stupid, and before he believes that he can actually run for president even more so than he already is. But that's my thoughts on the whole situation. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like the video and comment below what you enjoyed about the topic and the video itself, and subscribe if you want to see more videos similar to this one. I'll see you later.